and it's preparing our live streaming.
Okay. It is officially working. Now I just need to get the share link, and I'm going to try accessing it on my computer to make sure that it's working. So
Courtney, off-topic question.
Uh-huh.
Do you require approval for people to join your Remind?
No.
okay, so let's try what it looks like. I was able to access it. I see Shiloh. So what I want to try right now is us doing the practice run where we all kind of mute and close our screens except for the person who's, or, you know, mute and turn off video except for the person who's presenting. I feel like I'm all warped. I don't know if you guys are seeing that too. I don't know why it's doing that. Okay.
Yeah, you are warped for me.
Yeah, I see it.
That was weird. Okay. All right, so Courtney, let me make sure I've made you a co-host. All right, let's try this, Courtney, where you share the screen and Shiloh, turn off your camera. So then everybody else should be camera off and muted. And then the screen hopefully will show up. Okay. What it looks like is that we are operating off of like maybe a minute delay, maybe up to actually 30 seconds, because I'm just seeing on YouTube the slides being shared. So what is that? It's probably about like a 30-second delay. Okay, so let's just do like kind of a quick run through, and then we'll all practice this, like turning our video and audio on when it's time for us to speak and then turning it off when we're done. So I will open. Welcome to our 7th and 8th grade back to school night. We are so glad that you guys are able to join us. We're saddened that we can't have this in our multi-use room as we traditionally do and have you guys go from teacher to teacher following your bell schedule. But we are hopeful that this will ease some of your anxiety before the first day of school and you'll get some of your questions answered. You're also going to get to meet all of the teachers and get to see who they are and what they focus on in their subject area expertise. Next slide. So my name is Mrs. Mullen, and I am the principal of Don Regia. This is my 2nd year as principal, my 3rd year here at this school. We are a visual and performing arts school, and so we try the best that we can in everything that we do to incorporate project-based learning and experiences within all forms of the arts. Next slide. I wanted to walk you guys through the daily bell schedule. So the schedule is going to mirror what it would look like if your students were in fact attending campus. So on Mondays, we have an early release day because that's our collaboration day for teachers and for faculty. Tuesday through Thursday, we have kind of our typical traditional 53-minute period day. Friday's a little bit different, and the reason why is because we are going to continue having Friday flag salute time, even though they will be virtual. So I wanted to post here what that would look like, and so you can kind of understand that we start our day every day at 7:50, which I know is very early, which means that students are going to have to start going to bed earlier than midnight or later. They should eat their breakfast before they attend, so they're ready to roll right at 7:50. Each period is roughly 53 minutes long. Our second period is a bit longer, and that's because we have built-in advisory time as well as our English language development support. There will be a time for break, brain break, stretch their legs, take a break from the computer, and there will be lunch time. And that lunch time from 12 to 12:30 is actually going to be school-wide. So school-wide, all of our students are going to have lunch at the same time. It is important that students attend every period because just as they would in the school day, teachers will be taking attendance every single day. Communication, yada, yada, yada. Make sure you come to the parent portal. Here's the way that you can access the directions. They're in English and Spanish. Make sure we have your email address. Office hours, one at a time, wear your mask, email. Behavior expectations. I'm going to go through all the behavior expectations. Most importantly is I really want everybody to understand that even though you are at home, you are still at school, which means that the behaviors that you exhibit at home are just as though you were having them in the classroom, and Mrs. Sandstrom and I will act accordingly, which means that we will instill progressive discipline. So if you continue to be a disruption in class, you may get pulled out of class and have to talk to Mrs. Sandstrom or I virtually. We may ask you to actually come into the office to talk to us, especially if we're doing an investigation and we're trying to gather evidence and figure out what's going on. And you can get more serious consequences, whether that's virtual detentions, focus center, suspension, or potentially even an expulsion. I'm going to elaborate a lot on the cyberbullying piece because I think that's the biggest part here. Okay, now I'm going to introduce Ms. Contino. Take it away, Ms. Contino.
All right. Well, hello. Welcome to Language Arts. That's me right there. This is my dog Radar. I also teach drama. Yeah, next slide. I'll talk more, but next slide. We use StudySync as our curriculum. And the way that you find that portal is that you go to the Clever app that pops up on your homepage on your Chromebook, and then you click on this red McGraw-Hill icon, and it should take you to your StudySync login page. You can find all of my Google Classroom codes here. So if you haven't already signed in, you should grab this code or write it down and head on over to Google Classroom to get logged in. You can also find links to my classrooms on the Aries page, as well as links to my Google Meets for when we start on Thursday. It's just an overview of books we're going to read. Next slide, please. Thanks. Drama class, we are going to start the year doing an audition workshop. We're going to look at what professional auditions look like, what they require, and we're going to talk about how to prepare for that and run through building an audition book. This is Mrs. Dahl. You'll meet her later. We collaborate a lot, and we're going to be working together on this audition book. We'll also be doing scenes and monologues, and then possibly a virtual play. All right, thanks. Do you want me to introduce Anjanette? Rebecca?
Yes, let's do that. Just so then they know kind of when the baton's being passed. I'm trying right now to figure out how to work the chat on the parent side, so I can start asking questions and making sure that we can see it on our side.
Okay. And I'll say more. I just didn't know how much. I didn't think you wanted me to go in my whole spiel. So.
No, that was fine. Just the gist.
Presenting Mrs. McCormick.
Can you guys see me?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Okay, I can't see myself. I don't know why. It's probably better because I'm driving. Okay. I'm Mrs. Celeste, Read 180 English Language Arts teacher for 7th and 8th grade. My class is unique because it is a 2-period block, so you will have me for 3rd and 4th period. This is my, Chrissy, what year is this at Don Regio for you?
6.
Okay, this is my 6th year at Don Regio, my 10th year teaching in total. Yeah, I'll say some more, but I don't know right now. You can go to the next slide. In Read 180, we will be primarily starting class going to my Google Classroom. From there, we will break into 3 rotations every day. There's my Google Classroom code. We use an online curriculum. Go to the student portal page, click on Read 180 or System 44, then type in your ID number and your backwards birthday for your password. And then there's my contact info if you need to reach me. The end. And now introducing Mrs. Wise.
Hi, I'm Mrs. Wise. I teach history and art. In order to access my classroom, you're going to have to make sure that you're logged on to Google Classroom. We will be using an online textbook this year, along with workbook questions that will be embedded. You will need to make sure that you log onto your home page, which is elementarylusd.net. And then from there, you're going to log in through Clever. And you're going to need your Google ID in order to log in.
Hey, we can't see you.
Oh, you can't see me. Oh, I forgot to. There we go. Then you will select TCI. You might have to choose Don Regio 7th and 8th grade. And then you will be taken into the online textbook, which will look similar to this. On the left-hand side where the purple is, you're going to select the text in order to be able to access your textbook. Here's ways to communicate with me this year. You can join my Remind Classroom. There's a 7th grade code or an 8th grade code for history. And I'm also accessible through email. And next is Ms. Canosa.
Hi, I teach 7th, 8th multiple subjects, and all you need to access our class is to go onto Google Classroom. Here's my code up here. And next slide, please. I'll give them more time to look at the code. Once you're on there and you've added room 605, you're going to click classwork. And you click Courtney.
Oh, yep, sorry.
Right up here in the middle of your screen, you're going to click classwork. And right below it will be this link to the meeting. And you just click that to join class. And then all of your other classes and everything else, I'll help you navigate and enroll in during that class time. And see you Thursday. Oh, I had one more slide. Okay, communication. So you can always email me. And also join Remind for updates. You just text at Canosa 2020 to this number. You'll be able to get text updates and directly chat with me if needed. And here's Mr. Wait, what's your last? Mr. Adams. Oh, it's right in front of me.
Yes, it's me, Mr. Adams. Hi, parents. I'm glad to have you have your children in my class. We're going to be going over a lot of fun science topics. I am glad to be here, and we're going to be using mostly Google Classroom with a lot of different variety. I'm going to focus on variety of teaching methods this year. Quizzes, Kahoot. We're going to be doing, our textbook is the Discovery Ed textbook, which I'll show your students how to log in when we get that finalized. Next slide. So I really like this quote from Einstein. I never teach my pupils. I only provide the conditions in which they can learn. So I will do my best, and I promise you that I'll provide the correct conditions. and encourage your students to learn as much as they possibly can. These are my Google Classroom codes, and I will be primarily communicating with you through email, but I am considering setting up a remind. So that's something that I will be considering in the future. Thank you so much. And up next is our awesome PE and dance teacher, Shiloh.
You see me? I can't see myself.
Yes.
Not yet.
Hi, everybody. Mr. Eaton here. I'll obviously be more personable and say more tomorrow. Physical education, Mr. Eaton. That's my email address. We're going to work. We're going to use Google Classroom a lot, probably Flipgrid a lot. And because of peer pressure, I'm going to use TikTok as well. And TikTok's going to be used for goofy stuff that we're going to do. Next slide. Those are the codes to all of our different classes. And next to the picture, dance, sports, games, exercise, fun, health-related fitness, exercise principles, all of the various things that we're going to be learning about and doing in our physical education class. Next slide. And introducing Miss Dahl.
Hi, my name is Mrs. Mendelson. I am the resource specialist. My role with the students is to work with them across all subjects and provide resources to make sure that they understand the content. The end. I don't know who's next.
That was awesome.
Okay, great.
We don't actually have an ending slide.
Okay, so we'll create one that says maybe like something that says like the end, but then also maybe reminds families that they can email you. And maybe that's what we could have the ending slide be, is email addresses.
Okay.
That they could pause and then take down if they had personal individual questions, that they could shoot you guys emails. Okay, so now let me figure out how